I have worked on engraving a lot of cylindrical objects using my rotary attachments, and what I found is that setting up LightBurn correctly for rotary engraving is the key to getting perfect engravings. In this video, I'll show you exactly what I do in my shop to get perfect results every time. If you really master rotary engraving, you can perfectly engrave bottles, tumblers, rings, basically anything spherical or cylindrical. Welcome to Mellowpine lasers. Let's get started. The first thing you need to do before working with any rotary is to head over to device settings under edit menu in LightBurn and make sure the auto home on startup toggle is disabled. You should also turn off fast white space scanning to avoid jerky movements. Then we'll open the rotary settings panel by going to laser tools and clicking on rotary setup. You can also use the shortcut Ctrl or Command plus Shift plus R on your keyboard. From the rotary settings panel, you can switch between a roller or chuck based on the type of rotary you use. This one over here is a rotary roller and this is a rotary chuck. On a roller, you place the workpiece on the rollers and the rotation of the roller spins your workpiece. On a chuck, you use jaws or attachments to grip the object along the outer or inner surfaces. The setup is similar for both chuck and roller type rotaries. First, let's see how we can set up a chuck type rotary. In the rotary settings window, select chuck as the rotary type and turn on the option Enable Rotary. There is also a mirror output to rotary option. We'll get back to this soon. Under the rotary settings, you'll find the rotary axis. It's the axis that the rotary uses temporarily when in operation. On most machines, it's the y-axis. If you are selecting the y-axis, you'll be connecting the stepper motors on the rotary to the y-axis driver on your controller, and this means your laser will only be able to move in the x direction, which means you'll have to place the rotary with its axis parallel to the x-axis like this. Now the laser head will move in this axis and the y-axis would rotate the rotary. Next, we have to find out the millimeter per rotation. In some cases, you might find it in the chuck specification mentioned in the user manual, but it's always better to test and verify before you begin your job. To determine this, go back to your rotary and stick some masking tape like this. Stick one on the chuck as close to the mounting as possible. Then take another piece of tape and stick it on the mounting. Ensure the chuck can move freely. Then using a roller, put marks like this on both tapes for reference. This will help you ensure the chuck is in the same place during rotations. Now go back to LightBurn, click on Test and observe how much the chuck moves. If it completes more than one rotation, the value set for millimeter per rotation is too high. In this case, you must reduce the millimeter per rotation value to match one full rotation. If the chuck didn't complete one full rotation, the millimeter per rotation value you set is low and you have to increase it. Take your time and adjust the setting to match one proper rotation. I found my rotary chuck completes one full rotation in 32 millimeter, so I'll enter that over here. Usually the mm per rotation value would be a multiple of 4. Let's move to the next setting, that is the object diameter. Here you must enter the diameter of the object you are engraving. You can use a digital caliper or ruler to measure, but a caliper provides an accurate reading. As you fill in the object diameter, the next field, circumference, will automatically update. Or you can use a tape measure to measure the circumference and LightBurn will automatically calculate the diameter. When using a chuck rotary for an engraving job, you'll need to securely hold the workpiece in alignment with the laser, and for that, mark 2 points that could create a perfectly straight line on the object. To secure solid objects, insert them into the rotary jaws and tighten them sufficiently to prevent slipping during rotation. Be careful not to over-tighten delicate materials. For hollow objects like vases that won't fit inside the jaws, try positioning the jaws inside the opening. Gently open the jaws so they grip the inner walls securely. Make sure the workpiece is gripped firmly and won't fall off when there is any sudden movement of the rotary. Once the object is secured in the rotary, head over to the move window and fire the laser at low power. Now use your hand to slowly move the laser point between the 2 points you marked. If the alignment is correct, the laser spot would move through both the points. You can also use the mold line when you are working with bottles. For objects like tumblers or mugs, you could position the laser spot on the brim and move the laser in the Y direction to check the alignment. If you want to be really sure, you can wrap the workpiece in paper and do a test engraving at low speed and power to check out how your engraving would turn out. If you notice that the engraving appears mirrored, just turn on the mirror output to rotary option in the rotary setup window that we discussed earlier. Taking the time to properly secure and align your workpiece on the rotary will ensure the engraving is accurately positioned. Don't be afraid to take extra confirmation steps like test engraving on paper until you're confident in the setup. So that's how you set up chuck type rotary attachment with LightBurn. Talking about LightBurn, if you want to learn lasers with LightBurn, let me tell you about our LightBurn Masterclass course. Now I know what you might be thinking, is this just another course? Well, it's not. What makes this course different is the live weekly sessions and the one-on-one support we offer in the course. I'll leave the link in the description, do check it out. Now let's get back. To set up a rotary roller, we'll select roller as the rotary type and turn on the enable rotary toggle. Now, we'll have to find out the millimeter per rotation as we did with the chuck type. Put some masking tape as close to the mounting as possible on the roller. Take another piece of tape and stick it on the mounting. Make sure the roller is free to rotate. Mark reference points, click on test and observe how much the roller moves. If it moves beyond one rotation, reduce the millimeter per rotation value, and if it doesn't complete one rotation, increase it. Do this till you figure out the exact value. Next, you have to enter the roller's diameter into the roller diameter field. You can use the measurement provided by the manufacturer, but for an accurate value, measure it yourself using a caliper. Now, check the object alignment as before and perform a test engraving on paper to ensure your rotary position is correct. Another important thing you should do is to always use the horizontal scan option in layer settings and not vertical. When you go for vertical scanning, the rollers will have to change direction frequently, which can cause jerking and your workpiece might jump out of position, especially when using rollers, and this can mess up your engraving. If you're engraving tumblers or objects that have a sloped surface like this one, you can tilt the entire rotary to make the top surface level with the laser to get an even engraving. Once you have your rotary setup, all you have to do is figure out the right speed and power for your material and engrave it. If you want to see these tricks in action, I have a video where I show how to engrave wine bottles. I'll link it in the description, do check it out. Now, a quick note about what's the difference between a rotary roller and rotary chuck. You can use a roller for anything with a regular cylindrical shape like tumblers, baseball bats or wine bottles. A chuck is not the best option to handle long work pieces, but if you want to work with mugs with handles, rings or spherical objects that won't stay centered on a roller, a chuck is the ideal choice. These days, you can get convertible rotaries that let you switch between chuck and roller arrangement like the RA2 Pro from Xtool that I have here. So that's how you set up a rotary with LightBurn. If you found the video helpful, give it a like. If you have any questions or suggestions, drop them in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to learn cool tips and tricks about lasers. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.